I wasn't really sure what I was expecting for Dying Light. I knew I kind of probably wouldn't be into the whole like parkour zombie type of game, but I will never turn down a chance to smash zombies in the head. It was like Mirror's Edge mixed with Dead Island, but without the creativity of either. It looks like Dead Island, it plays like Dead Island, it's got the crafting of weapons like Dead Island, but not crazy or cool weapons like Dead Rising. You know, you can like put electricity on a weapon, but you can't really make it like crazy or over the top, or even not even over the top, just ridiculous. It's all just kind of simple. The game as a whole really just kind of meets the bare minimum for fun, which is fine, especially right now because I have nothing to play. You know, coming out of a game like Dragon Age Inquisition, where I dedicated my life to it, I'm kind of just like, oh God, what do I do now? Like, it's like coming out of a relationship where that relationship was your whole life and you're just like, what do I do now? I don't even know myself without Dragon Age Inquisition in my life. What do I do? So Dying Light is great to kind of fill the void of having nothing to play. I have no better way to explain it other than just completely uncreative. Everything in the game, everything, you've seen a million times before. But even then, you've seen it a million times done before, but done with a twist. Dying Light tries nothing new. It takes no risks. The zombies are another form of rabies. Never heard that one before. And the zombies also somehow become more powerful at night. Yep, heard that one before as well. And why are the zombies always more powerful at night? It makes no sense. Being more powerful at night like ties into no zombie lore or any background of what a zombie actually is, so it makes no sense. Also, one thing that drives me crazy about the game is you know how much I hate stamina bars. I'm sorry, but if I'm bashing a zombie over the head with a crowbar and it's either I bash the zombie in or I die, there's something called adrenaline that would kick in that would make sure I don't get tired all of a sudden. I only need to hit this zombie 4 or 5 times, yet I can run around and crawl up buildings and jump from rooftop to rooftop, but hitting a zombie 4 times in the head wears me out. That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. In real life, I'm not gonna be like, oh God, hold on zombie, hold on. I just need to catch my breath, okay. Okay, now I can continue killing you. No, that's not how it works. Also, the weapons also have stamina bars, which we've seen a million times before and I don't think anybody likes, but why the hell do I have a wrench? And the wrench can only kill about 5 zombies before it's broken. Wrenches don't break because I'm hitting a decaying skull over the head. Some wrenches have less durability than a wooden baseball bat. A metal wrench has less durability than a wooden baseball bat. And then the other thing that's really annoying is you have to use resources that you find in the world, which are very readily available, but you're constantly having to like take time to loot and scrounge. You're not like, I'm gonna run here and do this, and I'm gonna run here and do this. It's a very slow-paced game, especially for a zombie game. It is very slow-paced, because you are like, jump here, loot, 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 loot. Okay, just jump to the next one, loot, 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 loot. You would think it's a lot more fast-paced, but it's really not. So you have to use all these resources and all these mods that you find. You use them on a weapon, makes the weapon super badass for a short amount of time, and you can only repair each weapon a certain amount of time. So you're constantly getting rid of your favorite weapon. So if you're like me, you hold on to a favorite weapon for a very long time. One of my biggest complaints in any type of parkouring game is that the parkour stuff is too sticky. Assassin's Creed, way too sticky. I'm just running down the road and all of a sudden I'm sticking to the side of a building. It's like, I didn't tell you to stick there, but you are. Dying Light is not sticky at all. It drives me crazy. You know, you're sitting there and you're jumping and you're jumping and you're jumping. It's like, why are you not grabbing onto that rail? It's right there. Grab it, you asshole. That's basically what I yell every time I play the game. Grab onto that. There's zombies behind you. Just freaking grab on it. But he doesn't. A lot. You make a big jump and you don't grab onto the thing that you're looking at. I make the game sound like I hate it. And I don't hate it. But I wouldn't really say I like it either. The story in the game is pretty interesting. You know, you're there as a survivor and you're with this group of people just trying to survive, and you're their runner, so you're trying, you know, you're gathering stuff for them and stuff they need while you're trying to get information as well for this like government agency or something like that. This group of people stole some important documents, so you're trying to get this intel on these other groups to figure out who stole it. But the thing is a lot of times in the game comes across some extreme moral decisions, but you don't get to make any of those decisions. There's a time where you find a crate of Antivan, and Antivan, whatever, is kind of like the Zombrex of Dying Light. It kind of pushes off the symptoms of turning into a zombie. So there's all these men and women and children that need it, but your dudes, the people you're working for, are like, no, get rid of it, burn it.
But there are civilians depending on this stuff.
Our plan is focused on the greater good. Remember that.
Your character obviously goes through a big moral decision there. He's like, I want to make that decision. Let me decide. There's another time where you have to decide to give a guy a gun or not. He says he wants to get out with his family out of this protected area, but he's a little crazy. Something's off. But you don't really have a decision. You don't make decisions, although your character is faced with very hard decisions all the time. Dying Light also, again, like Dragon Age Inquisition, has a search function where you kind of hold the A button and it sends out this wave looking for things to loot, which is awesome. I actually really, really like that. But I wish it made a sound. I got used to that in Dragon Age Inquisition, like a bing when it hits something lootable. Instead, it puts like a diamond shape over something that's lootable, but only directly in front of you, and it only stays up for a few seconds. The map isn't that big, which is nice. I would like fast travel. Getting from one side of the map to the other side of the map does take quite a bit of time, especially if you're also picking up items and loot and materials for stuff. It can take you forever. So a little bit of fast travel, at least between safe houses, would be cool. And also because a lot of times you're out in the world and your inventory gets full really quickly, but not all safe houses, even safe houses with an actual group of survivors, have stores. I do like that while you're out in the world exploring or getting from one place to another, there is little random events. Sometimes you'll come across some other survivors that are hostile and they're scrounging something, so you kill them to get whatever they were after. Or you find some other survivors and you have to kill the zombies that are attacking them to save the survivor. I just wish that same survivor wasn't always needing saved every time I came through that area. I'd finally be like, dude, I'm sorry, you're just going to deal with this yourself. Or, hey, why don't you go back to the safe house? Why are you here? Go to the safe house. But the other cool thing is while you're out just randomly, are there supply drops? And you have to get there before the other rival survivors get there, and sometimes you get there and they're already there and you have to kill them. So that's kind of cool too. It's a little distraction while you're just running around. There is a lot of weapons to find, a lot of weapon upgrades, outfits, weapon mods and stuff to find, and that's pretty cool. And the loot and everything that's lootable and you can find, it respawns very quickly. So you'll probably never really run out of anything. Co-op is fun. You can pull people into your game, or you can jump into theirs. And within co-op, you can just run around and do the story together, and every time you loot something, it doesn't take it away for the co-op person, so that's cool. You get your individual loot. But also, there's kind of fun co-op competitions as well within the game. So if you drop a waypoint marker, a little option will come up, be like, hey, do you want to make this a challenge of who can get there first? Or if you're looting, you can open up a little challenge of who finds the most expensive loot within this time frame, or who kills the most of zombies within this time frame. So that's kind of cool. Changes up normal co-op and makes it a little bit competitive, but not too competitive. Overall, it is fun. But again, I do think it is more fun because there's nothing really else to concentrate and play right now. But it is also very, very sterile, very generic, and offers nothing new to the zombie game at all. They took no risks, as I was saying, and it's completely uncreative in every way. There is nothing in the game that you haven't seen a million times before. So yeah, overall, if you really, really just need to play something, it's worth checking out. A few months down the line when some bigger games come out, not so much. But right now, I'd say, why not? So if you've been playing Dying Light, let me know what you think of it. Am I completely off base? Am I totally missing everything, missing the point? Maybe I am, maybe it is an amazing game, but I just think it's good enough. And if you disagree, or if you do agree, let me know down in the comments. And don't forget, if you haven't already, I do have a newsletter now that you can sign up to. The link is down below. And if you sign up, so far with the newsletter, I've been sending out picture previews of cosplays. I did Princess Peach, and just recently I sent out preview cosplay pictures of my Poison. And I also gave away a copy of Dying Light through the newsletter. So sign up, and I'll have more games to give away in the future. And in between those, I promise to keep supplying you guys with lots of pictures before I release them to the rest of the world. And I'll talk to you guys later.